Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the All Elite Ensemble review, the weekly AEW post show here on the BC Wrestle Pod Network. My name is Mikey, El Jefe of BC Wrestle Pod, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Benny T. Bear in the house. Oh man, I'm excited. There's a lot to discuss. Summer Blockbuster is in the books, and my goodness, Summer Blockbuster delivered on a lot of fronts.
All 4.5 hours were friggin' great. Let's do this thing.
Absolutely. So we just not gonna waste no time. We got 4.5 hours of AEW to cover. So y'all already know where to find us when we go live, where our social medias are at, where our merch store is at, and if you want to donate to help pay for stuff too. All right, let's just get into it because we got a lot to discuss. So we're gonna start with Summer Blockbuster, but specifically, we're going to start with AEW Dynamite this week. So AEW Dynamite is what kicked things off for us for our Summer Blockbuster week. And what better way to kick things off than with Tommaso Ciampa, because we are still in this feud between him and Jericho. So Tommaso Ciampa comes out, he begins cutting a promo. Jericho comes out. This went a little bit long. Tommy and Bald may or may not have been mentioned in said promo off. And then the two of them fight. I was just like, okay. I was like, there is nothing more to discuss.
Yeah, this one was pretty fun. I love the outfit on Tommaso Ciampa here. The gear was on fire, man. Apparently, everybody all took a trip to the Everglades this week. So, and I love this new Jericho stuff that he's doing, even though it's sort of gimmick infringement on Kevin Nealon, but I don't think Kevin Nealon minds. So,
So, and I mean, it officially gives us like they've been kind of going back and forth, but now we officially got like first contact, so to speak. They fought each other, so it's like, all right, here we go. Now we're in the next stage of this feud where we could get a proper match coming in at some point soon. So I'm cool with that.
I'm here for it. It's gonna be fun.
It is. So we move on from our opening segment. And speaking of segments, listen, Andrade is making some very important points because why is everybody else getting this title shot and Kevin Knight's about to jump this line and everything? And Andrade has been here and he does what he be supposed to do. It's insane. But Kevin Knight is talking about getting a shot at MJF's title. Andrade comes into the picture, talks to Don and saying, "Hey, I'm next. You said I was next, so what's the holdup?" And Don's like, "Don't worry, the title, everyone's gonna get a shot." And I'm just like, "Babyface Andrade incoming. It's gonna be great."
Yeah, I know Tony loves a slow burn for a lot of people. I just hope it doesn't take too long where it cools off Andrade because he's hot right now. So got to play the hot hand.
I 100% agree. I don't think we're gonna have to wait too long. I see Andrade being part of MJF's team, and then possibly something happens where everybody gets mad at Andrade, and then we can go from there. But you know, you're absolutely right. Tony Khan loves a good slow burn. Hopefully, he doesn't slow burn too long. But I am here for it because Andrade does have some point. Andrade has some facts. He should be the next one to challenge MJF, but we keep bypassing him for whatever reason.
How we know that he just keep getting passed
Be
passed
like,
by.
instead of how you know, it says how we know.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that because, again, Babyface Andrade is incoming hot and fast. And we're going to discuss that when we get to his match because I was like, yes, Andrade, I'm here for Babyface you. But we keep it rolling, though. And after this, we get, ooh. We get into our first match, AEW Continental Championship. Of course, nobody is allowed at ringside. John Moxley defending the title against Shane Taylor of Shane Taylor Promotions, STP for short, as we're going to call it for the rest of the show. Um, I am so happy for all of STP, but specifically Shane Taylor here. Man, Shane Taylor has been in this game forever, staple of ROH 1.0, coming back and being a part of ROH the rebrand, if, the Tony Khan version of it all, and then having him, bring in the infantry, Trish Adora, Tyga Style as part of STP. This man's dues are being paid, and this was a really fun, solid match. I think this truly was a bruiser weight type of match.
Oh man, this was fantastic. Like, I've never seen anybody take it to Moxley the way that Shane Taylor did, and uh, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but maybe I will. This is something that like I've been saying for a while. That like uh, Shane Taylor is a fantastic TV wrestler, and I just hope everybody else saw that, and I'm pretty sure they did, And I like the interaction with STP at the beginning where they all get sent to the back, and by the end of this match, like the Death Riders try to be the Death Riders, and the Death Riders got stomped out by STP. What? That
That
doesn't
is
even make sense.
insane to watch because normally we're just like, okay, Death Rider's about to be doing Death Rider things, but then at the same time, it's just like watching STP stomp them out. I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. Heck to the yes, man, this is gonna be good. And then, of course, when we talk about it a little bit later, it sets up what we're getting on Collision, which we're gonna discuss when we get there, because there was a tiny, short backstage segment in Dynamite that leads to it. But yeah, watching STP stomp out Death Riders and kind of get the one up on them on Dynamite was insane to watch. I'm like, oh, so this is how we go. Oh, we gonna put over. Ooh, we're gonna add some fire to STP already. This is their third week here on this main roster, and I'm like, I'm here for this.
Absolutely. Oh man, it's so great.
But yeah, Moxley may have retained the belt, but STP stomped out the Death Riders, which would set up for what we would get later in the week for Collision. But fun match, our fun first official match. And then we get into a promo. Kevin Knight is here talking about the dead weight that was Speedball Mike Bailey, and that we should all be mad at Darby because Darby couldn't get the job done. And again, Kevin Knight is just feeling himself, and I love a cocky Jet. The Jet was cocky, but he ended up getting grounded because who should come out during this promo and get a little bit of a lick back but Darby Allin. Darby doesn't forget, and he's coming for Kevin Knight. So I'm like, yes, Darby gonna play the cat and mouse game, and I'm so here for it.
Yeah, I was wondering where the rest of this is going for the last few weeks, because it's sort of been. I mean, at least not the last few weeks, but when he came out to cut this promo, I was like, okay, where's this going? Because it's sort of like the third time we've heard the same promo, So it's like, okay, next chapter, please, And we got that, and Darby's back, and I'm here for it. This is gonna be a fun little feud. And Darby is a fantastic TV wrestler, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for sure. Um, I think that it's probably gonna be Kevin Knight and Darbs at Redemption, but before that, I would not be surprised if I'm not gonna lie. I think Briscoe's probably gonna include Darby on the team for that cage match at Forbidden Door because not to spoil anything, but this Friday, not Friday, this tomorrow night, first we'll find MJF and Mark Briscoe will come face to face and they will let each other know who they picked for their team. And then we are going to get a 12-man tag team match with both teams. And I'm just like, that's going to end in chaos, and I'm here for it. So I would not be surprised to see Kevin Knight and Darby end up on the teams, but who knows? We'll see what happens because it's Forbidden Door season. So Mark Briscoe may have made a few phone calls to get some folks from different promotions too. So we shall see, which I would love because the Don Callis family has made enemies in different international promotions over the last couple of months. So I'm just saying. So we'll find out tomorrow what it is, but I'm here for it either way. And it also now gives us Kevin Knight's next couple of steps now that he and Speedball have kind of like we made the breakup official after their match. And Speedball's match this week too against his other former Speedball can't catch a break, man. He lost 2 tag team partners in the span of like a week and a half.
Seriously.
I was like, poor Speedball. But Speedball singles run is going to be fun, though, too. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This is going to be fun. This was a nice little promo, and it sets up everything nicely for Kevin Knight and Darby's little program for the next couple of weeks, which I'm here for, and it's going to be a fun time. But after Kevin Knight's little promo, we get into this match, and I'm like, talking. I was like,
nah.
Yes. These two have insane chemistry, and every time they fight each other, I'm just like, there is no way y'all can just one up the last match y'all had. And sure enough, they did. I was just like, these two have insane chemistry together, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, you two just don't have a bad match with each other, honestly. Like, it's crazy how great and fun this match was.
Yeah. But to be honest, but it's like 2 fantastic television wrestlers like going up against one another. Like, you can't really go wrong. And there was one part where, like, right before the commercial break, the first commercial break, Pac usually Pac like suplexed Briscoe onto a chair, and then just like, we'll be right back. Like, as Briscoe's like laying in a heap. It's
like, here's a couple commercials. We'll be right back.
Yeah, right. Talk about a cliffhanger.
I was like, how dare you do this to us? But this was a fun match. Mark Briscoe beats Pac, and I was just like, Pac, you're so great. You don't lose anything from losing here. You're always fantastic. And it's been a great week for you. You may have lost against Briscoe, but you won in the match that kind of mattered for you in the Death Riders this week. So I was like, it's a win for everybody. Now, after the match, though, Mark Briscoe gets on the microphone and he calls MJF out, and he says that he wants a title match, and Max continues to dodge him. And so Max makes it let it be known that as long as he's champion, Mark Briscoe will never get a title match because Max does not believe that Mark Briscoe is a good wrestler, a great wrestler, and he's somebody who doesn't deserve a shot because essentially it's just what it is. MJF just don't like Briscoe. He's just like, you suck. I don't like you. You're everything wrong with wrestling. So no, you don't get this title shot. And instead of getting mad, instead of getting frustrated, Mark Briscoe's just like, I see you have chosen violence. Because Mark Briscoe lets it be known that we saw Mark talking to Tony Khan prior to Mark coming out for his match here. And we learned that Mark Briscoe talked to Tony before the match, and Tony Khan wants to see Mark Briscoe get this title shot. And he granted Mark Briscoe's request. So Mark Briscoe tells Max that at Forbidden Door, it's going to be Team Briscoe versus Team MJF in a 6-on-6 steel cage match. And if Mark Briscoe's team wins, Mark Briscoe will get a shot at the AEW World Championship. And so MJF doesn't have a choice. Mark Briscoe's like, it's easy for me to find people, but he wishes Max good luck. because, then Don Callis family come out, conglomeration for the save. I'm just like, MJF is gonna have to spend lots of money to pay some people.
Yeah, and I like the involvement of Lethal Twist in this as
For
well.
reals. Like MJF paid them to beat him up.
Yeah, and like it doesn't mean that they're going to be involved in the match or anything. Like they explained it perfectly well, like that they paid him to beat him up. And, like transaction is probably over with, But who knows? That'd be really cool if they were involved.
Oh, 100%. And so we get the official graphic. We will find out who the teams are tomorrow night on Dynamite. And then they'll also have a 12-man tag team match tomorrow night with the teams. So I was just like, well, there it is. I was like, hey, we had a steel cage match last year, so we're going to have one here too. So let's do this. Um, so it's going to be some interesting stuff for sure. So after this match and the segment, and one of these matches being made for Forbidden Door, we get into our next match immediately: Orange Cassidy versus Andrade El Idolo, and this match was so much fun. Just the amount of great comedy back and forth between these two, and also the incorporation of Leo Rush in the audience was really fun. And just both of them are just really good wrestlers and they complement each other very well. But yeah, Orange Cassidy like taking a selfie with Blackheart Leo Rush, and he's just like, and Andrade and Leo Rush being like, how you know? I know. How you know? I know. How do you know?
Yeah, what was it? Like Andrade was just like how you know? He's like, he knows. Who's he? Him. It's like a who's on first, Like how he know? Oh man, such great stuff. Which was a great like psych out because of like the selfie chick, right? So like our eyes are focused on like the selfie chick, and then like 3 minutes later, like Leo Rush pops up. Oh man, and I think Andrade might be the first wrestler ever to get a pair of trunks blared. Like,
I was just like, it was bound to happen. Let's be so for real.
yeah, right.
Almost like Andrade is packing heat.
And then some. But like, what
Be
was it?
like,
Orange also had the breakaway pants that had more pants underneath.
he was channeling CPA with that one with the pants. Be like, oh my gosh, he's taking it off, and it's another pair of like jean pants. Orange Cassidy never changed, honestly. This is a fun back and forth. Andrade El Idolo is able to pick up the victory here. Andrade cuts a promo afterwards, and again, baby face Andrade is going to be massive pop because Andrade got the crowd to do his how you know, like they're like how you know, how you know, how you know. And I'm like, AEW crowd, y'all get the assignment so easily, and you easily like make Tony Khan's job easier of getting people over when they are about to become faces.
Exactly. And what a world of difference it is from a year ago for him, huh? Crazy.
We talked about this last week and even a little bit during Dominion last night. It's just like there's such like a renewed passion for Andrade. Like he is just giving it everything, and the crowd is like organically 100% behind it. And I was like, he's always been this good. It's just he needs to be utilized a lot better, and he is being utilized a lot better here in AEW this time around.
Exactly.
So good match. Babyface Andrade incoming is going to be great. So afterwards, we get a hype package, you know. What's funny is that Tekla's having a match at Stardom, but feels like it's gonna be a match between her and the president of Stardom because that's really what this feud is about, which is insane. Of course, we get the top picture is from Multiverse from the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Vegas show that they had. And then, of course, you know, the bottom picture was a couple weeks ago when she spat on the Titantron on top of the ladder at AEW, you know, on Stardom. So I'm just like, Tekla is great. This is perfect for her. She is a star. And I'm like, this is gonna be interesting. Now we're gonna get into a little bit later though, because she cuts a promo on Collision, and I'm just like, huh, I wonder how that's gonna be. And then it got answered. I'm like, oh my gosh, but we'll get there when we get to Collision. Because right now, Benny, this is where we set up what we get for our main event on Collision. The Death Riders are coming after STP, so they challenge them to a 5-on-5 Cincinnati street fight on Collision. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I really like the dynamic of Danny Garcia and Mox. Like, Mox is usually cool, calm, and collected, and Danny is just usually like a pit bull, you know. So, oh man, I can't wait to get there.
Man, it's gonna be good. So this sets up what we're getting on Collision. So I was like, ooh, this gonna be good. I cannot wait. Afterwards, though, so a little bit of a change. So going into the show, originally in this Owen Hart quarterfinal match, it was going to be Sky Blue versus Sari. But unfortunately, and we did get a little bit of clarification, which makes a lot of sense. Technically, Sari was cleared by the Japanese doctors. So when she got checked out in Japan, she was cleared by them. But when she came here to AEW, the AEW doctors, you know, who are usually US medical professionals, weren't too keen on having Sari perform, especially when it comes to a neck injury. So they ultimately made the decision that she was not medically cleared to compete, which, you know, is very interesting to, you know, to hear. I mean, it happens, but it's interesting to see that she got cleared in her home country, but here in the States, they didn't want to take the risk. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm like, shout out to the AEW medical team. They didn't want to risk it. We didn't want to get nobody hurt or injured. So that is so I was like, shout out to the medical team. But because she wasn't cleared in time, that left this match up in the air, trying to figure out, okay, who if Sari is not able to compete, who is going to face Sky Blue in the Owen Hart? And so we learned at the top of the show that Maya World would be stepping in for Sari. And I was just like, okay, this is good. I'm gonna be completely honest, Benny. I saw this and I was just like, oh, okay, Sky's probably gonna win. She's gonna make it to the next round. I was just like, you know, Sky's probably gonna win. I have never been happier to be proven wrong. I was like, yo, they actually had Maya World go over here and in a quick pivot, they make this match between her and Athena in the semifinals coming up super interesting because they are playing on the fact that, you know, Maya is Athena's student, and it comes into play with the promos that they cut against each other as well, and everything that happened on Collision. And I was just like, that's crazy. I am a little bummed for Sky, but I still holding off belief that once we get closer, I do think that Sky will be the one to possibly take the title off of Tekla down the line, but I don't know. We're gonna wait for that. I really like this match too because this just shows how quick and how smart both Sky and Maya World are. You know, they turned what could be a potential botch into a really fun, amazing sequence. I was like, oh, these girls know what they're doing. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is a great match. I really had like no doubts when I saw the graphic. It sucks about Sari, um, but it happens. It's a really nice story for Maya, even though I don't know if she's young and emotionally vulnerable to be putting that stuff on TV, but that's not for me to say. The entrances were really cool. Um, for Sky Blue, yeah, like she had always like coming up with something new, which is pretty neat. Sky did like a twisting neck breaker in this that was like it looked really good. It the outcome did not surprise me because I was pretty sure that Sari was going to be facing Athena in in the semis, so I wasn't surprised when uh, Maya got the win, but they still made me believe in the match. So that's really all that matters. And I'm really looking forward to Maya World versus Athena.
Oh, absolutely. That match is going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to that as well. And yeah, it's going to be great. So Maya World is moving on to the semifinals, and on her side of the bracket is going to be her versus Athena. So that's going to be a really fun match. So looking forward to that. So after this, Benny, we get a pre-taped of Zack Saber Jr. just talking his amazing stuff and just being like, I want to make sure I'm always fighting the best. And then just commentary team just, nonchalantly, like it's an average Wednesday, just casually drop this graphic. And I was just like, excuse me. I clutched my pearls. I was like, I'm not ready, but I'm also excited and ready. I need people to get
Yeah,
hyped for this match. Seriously.
you know that meme of like Dr. Steve Brule, like like that's what I was like. I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, oh man, uh, it really took like this is why we don't fantasy book too far ahead in advance, right? Because sometimes when us wrestling fans will be like, "Oh yeah, give us Zach versus Lee Moriarty," and like which we still want eventually at some point. But at the same time, we can't book ourselves into a corner because when they when they drop graphics like this, you're like, well, that'll do as well.
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for this one. I'm just like, oh my gosh, Forbidden Door always ends up giving us great dream matches for real.
Yeah, I don't know if Kenny's that flexible anymore, but you know what? We're gonna find out.
We all gonna find out together. And listen, Zack Saber Jr. has become Mr. Forbidden Door because he has been on every single Forbidden Door show since its inception 4 years ago. Like
Yeah,
he is Mr. Forbidden Door.
he's definitely the one that like you look forward to his matches the most. Because like every other one is sort of like yeah, well yeah, that'll probably be good. But Zach's like it's gonna be great. You know?
Well, yeah. Let's look at his track record. So, like him versus Orange at the first one was fantastic. Then he was in that international four-way, which was fantastic. Then he fought Nigel McGuinness last year. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, and now he's facing Kenneth Omega. I'm just like, Zack Saber Jr. out here collected great matches like they're Infinity Stones. I swear.
Yeah, and like Claudio pretty much squashed him in the first one. Like that was where Claudio made his debut. You know, and oh man, what a great pop that was! What a great pop!
So yeah, this is match number 2 made for Forbidden Door officially, and I'm just like, Forbidden Door is already going to be a fantastic show. And then we would find out the remaining matches. I was like, listen, Forbidden Door always ends up being an interesting build because we got to make sure that people can make it to the show, especially for them being a part of different companies and different countries. But this match alone, I was just like, take my money. But then I also threw extra money when we get to Collision. But yeah, they just commentary was not hyped enough for this. It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna casually drop this. Be like, this match is happening, Forbidden Door. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm like, I need y'all to be more hyped about this. I was just like, this is gonna be a banger. So Kenny versus Zack Sabre Jr. is made official for Forbidden Door, and we are gonna have a great time during this watch along in 2 weeks. But let's keep going though, because after that, again, MJF is out here trying to hire the Don Callis family. Andrade is not happy in it, but is not having it. Everybody else is like, okay, cool, like we can figure it out. Andrade is like, again, we're working with MJF again. Like Andrade's face in this middle picture is me, and he's like, again, we didn't learn our lesson last time when we're working with MJF again. I'm telling you, man,
Yeah,
Andrade is gonna defect or get kicked out, or something's gonna go down in that cage match.
100%. He's gonna get Andrade's gonna get underneath Max's skin. 1000%.
So I cannot wait. So we're gonna find out the final teams tomorrow evening, which leads us into our main event of Dynamite Summer Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I was like, fight forever. Seriously, these two and Bandito, like they can intertwine within each other forever, and I would be here for it. But Brody and Swerve specifically, from this match to Brody's promo on socials afterwards, too, I'm just like, oh, this is far from over. This far from over. Oh my goodness, this main event ruled. Swerve and Brody King semifinal for the men's Owen Hart tournament. Winner is going to face Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door, and Brody King and Swerve did the darn things, and Swerve had to bloodied and blister Brody King, and with the help of Prince Nana, puts him down finally. Swerve wins. He's going to be facing Ospreay at Forbidden Door, but this match, yes.
Yeah. I love these two together, right? And just doing some old digging. I've seen a bunch of matches between these two in MLW and PCW Ultra. Uh, so it's great to see them here in the Owen Hart tournament. Like um, that power bomb onto the announce desk was just gross looking. And I saw something on Threads where like somebody was taking a video of it, and thank God Taz has new knees because he had to get the hell out of Dodge right real quick. Uh, this is why I love Nana as a heel manager. He's always been a better heel manager, right? He's just like one of those guys that's uh, like he's going to annoy you and get under your skin, but then like his big guy's gonna come and beat you up. So then he's just gonna dance over your broken body, like it's just so funny.
Man, it's fantastic. But yeah, listen, Brody King's promo afterwards too. He's just like, I'm not the same man I was before Swerve. I was like, ooh, it's a threat, and I believe him. I'm just like, oh man. But what a main event. I'm jealous that Cincinnati got this one as their main event for Dynamite this week. I was like, I would kill to have this as a main event anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, but Swerve is moving on. More importantly, Benny, this match about to eat. This match about to go
Oh man,
ham.
it's funny how
Uh,
they were they switched the on this pay per view schedule. They switched All In and Forbidden Door this year, right? And
mhm.
it's funny to think of where these two were at this time last year, and both of them were fighting alongside Hangman Adam Page, and this year they're both facing each other in the Owen. Love it.
Man, this match about to go crazy, and this is gonna be amazing. Like I'm so ready
Yeah.
for this match. I was like, I'm pretty sure that Osprey is winning to head to Wembley for this one, but even still, like, absolutely cannot wait. This is gonna be fun. Ooh, again, this is another match where I'm like, take more of my money.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. And strap in because this is going to be at least 40 minutes.
my
You know?
goodness, like, well, it's a good thing it's summer vacation and I got nowhere else to be.
Yeah, right.
Sit my butt down for like 5 hours.
We call that a once a month affair.
For real, it's just like strapping kids. This is gonna be a long night, but it's always worth it. It's gonna be so much fun. But that takes us out of Dynamite, and so now let's get into some Saturday Night Collision, specifically Summer Blockbuster Collision. And we just casually just opened up, Kenny Omega versus TMDK's Bad Dude Tito, and I'm like, how we just gonna casually open with a Kenny Omega match? Like, please. Also, shout out to Tito, man. I love seeing Bad Dude Tito anytime he's on my television screen. I was just like, TMDK out here taking over the world. And Tito is like one of my favorite people. He is so nice, and I love him.
Yeah, and it's sort of rare to see a guy that big, that much. I don't know, personality. He ain't afraid to mix it up with nobody. So I respect Bad Dude Tito a lot. And man, did this set the tone for the night or what?
Collision's just like, oh, we got 2.5 hours. Strap in, kids, because we gonna be giving you bangers.
Yeah.
Again, this is a double taping because this was taped on the same night as the Dynamite Summer Blockbuster in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm like, I am so jealous of y'all. I'm also mad that I'm gonna be on vacation because Benny, I would be, because San Diego is only 2 hours from me, and I would have been there for the Dynamite and the Collision taping specifically. I wanted to be there for the Survival of that Fittest match for this TBS Championship coming up because it's gonna be in that show, and I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm like, no.
Oh,
It's okay though. I'm
broken
gonna watch
heart
it while
emoji.
and be like, I'm gonna be glued to my phone. I'm gonna be like, I am going to watch that match if it's the last thing I do. But no, and it's relevant because we're gonna talk about it because we had two of the qualifying matches on this episode. But yeah,
Hmm.
Tito is fantastic. I love him. Kenny wins this match, and Kenny just makes it known he's coming for MJF's title, but he also says Zack Sabre Jr. needs to be prepared because he's like, Zach, I love you, but if I'm going to get back to the top, I'm gonna have to go through you. And he admits, he's like, Zach, you are one heck of a wrestler. So if I'm gonna get back to the top, I am going to have to get through you first. And I'm like, my body's not ready.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's do this thing.
For reals. I'm just like, Forbidden Door is almost here. It's like we just gotta make it through the rest of this week. And then it'll not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, it will be here. I'm just like, I'm ready for Forbidden Door. It's gonna be great. But this was how we opened it up, and Collision just officially let us know, be like, oh, y'all get ready. We're gonna be giving you bangers. So let's keep this
Hmm.
rolling. Yes, Zeta. Zeta, you look good in this match, girl. I was like, yes, Zeta. So this is our first of two Survival of the Fittest qualifying matches. Sheeta just went crazy, and like her dark Sheeta has entered the chat, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, this match ruled. I'm a very big fan of Zeta Steel, and the more she gets in front of the camera, the better she's doing. So, and I I really love this Sheeta. I've sort of coined the phrase "take no Sheeta" because for this character because oh man, Dark Sheeta, as you said, it's just so great. Like, and I think that was honestly something she was missing early on. Even though she's a three-time champ, like she never really got a character to sink her teeth into. You know.
And this more intense version of Sheeta, where she's just gonna beat up girls, is definitely needed, and it gives her somewhere to go. It gives her more depth for her as a character because her in ring is
Mm.
always fantastic, but like you said, she's never really had a chance to bite into what the character of Hikaru Shida. And I think this definitely does because afterwards too, she like slapping Zeta, she's getting in Christopher Daniels' face, like
Mm.
she getting cocky by doing the belt symbol at the end when she's on the ropes. I'm just like, ooh, I love this Sheeta, and she gonna be a problem, and I'm here for it.
100%. Like I'm so here for this.
So Sheeta earns the first of 6 spots for the survival of the fittest match being held July 1st at Dynamite to crown the next TBS champion. And so I'm excited. This was another banger, and so was this one. Yes, it was a tune-up match. It was a squash match, but y'all, the Rascals are in action. They are fantastic. They took on the Atlas Brothers. Um, so this was fun. I'm also going to point this out. The next couple slides may have been out of order because I put them in the wrong order, but that is okay. We're gonna go in the order I think is gonna make the most sense though. So
Okay.
Rascal squash match, they win. I love Zach. I love Dez. They are great. Then they
Yes.
get on the mic. Before I get into the next part, Benny, anything to add to their tune-up match?
No, it was pretty standard fare.
Fair. So then they both get on the mic and they just hype up and they introduce Myron Reed, which then leads us into our next match. Uh, the Kevin Knight
Wow.
and Myron Reed. Like,
Wow.
I need a best of 7 series, like immediately. They
Mm.
complement each other so well. And I've always had this as a dream match of mine, and I didn't know what to expect. And I was just like, they gave us a glimpse. I need a best of 7 series between these two because the uniqueness of their offense against each other is insane. I'm just like, I love it when wrestlers get creative and they have opponent that will allow them to be creative and also fight back with their own creativity. Like, I'm like, Myron and Kevin Knight just did not know that gravity existed in this match.
Yeah. 100%. You know, it's one of those times where like I saw the graphic earlier in the day, or a day or so earlier, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." And then scrolled past, and I was like, "Wait a minute, did they just say Kevin Knight and Myron Reed?" Like, I had to take a double take, and I was like,
I
"Oh,
know
this is going
you're
to
just like,
be
oh, this
hard."
about to. I'll be like, oh, that's on the card. Oh, this about to be cute. Hold up, wait a minute. Who versus who now?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had to take a double take. Like, wait, well, oh man, clear the schedule. This one's gonna rule, man.
This did not disappoint. Oh my goodness. Like, best of 7 series, please. Best of 7 series in any capacity. Like, I know it's not until the end of the year, but let's put Kevin Knight and Myron Reed in the Continental Classic. Like,
Start it
just
next
like
week.
let's
Let's go.
just start it next week. Let's have a survival of the fittest match and just put all the high flyers in here. Like,
Yeah, absolutely, uh,
Honestly, if the
the
TBS one goes very
BRCA
well,
for
yeah. If the TBS one goes very well, I would not be surprised if Tony, I know it's an ROH like specific type of match that's making its way onto AEW roster, but honestly, if it works because it worked, I we talked about it when we did a Super Card of Honor. It worked for Athena's title for that match. If it works for the TBS championship, I would love for Survival of the Fittest to be a thing, but let's use it sparingly. Like I don't want like, every championship match to become survival of the fittest, but even still, survival of the fittest is so much fun. And I think if you sparingly use that, especially for
yeah,
your mid card titles, like I'm here for all of it, especially because of the talent that you have in the mid card for both the women and the men's division. But Kevin Knight may have retained his TNT championship, but Myron Reed continues to prove. I was like, give this kid the rocket and let's strap it onto him and let's see how high he flies. Like Myron is amazing, but
100%.
oh my goodness, I love it. So, and the hits just keep on coming because after this, though, this promo between Maya and Athena, I was just like,
Ooh.
this is how we do quick feuds. Like, yes, ma'am, both of them brought it. Like, and I love seeing this intensity from Maya here. Like, I was like, and then Athena answering back too is like, oh, this was good. This is good. And this is how you do these quick feuds for tournaments. Like, we don't need it to be like 8 whole months long feuds, but like, I love the intensity. And we have a direction to go with their match coming up for the semis. So I was like, heck yes.
Hmm. Yeah, this was great. Athena, never a bad promo, and Maya, Maya's growing. She's a hell of a prospect.
Maya has turned is like literally the epitome. Everything that she's accomplished so far has been a result of being at the right place at the right time. Like from that whole situation that started her and Hyan's like journey into being signed to AEW to where we are now, I'm just like right place, right time, man. It's like the universe will give to those who need it.
Hmm.
So
And
it's
always have your
great.
gear.
Hmm. So I'm excited for the semifinal match when we get in it soon. Uh, but I do want to go back because again, like I said, I put these slides out of order a tiny bit. The ops are fighting, specifically Hook and Anthony Bowens are. I was like, yo, Hook. I actually was kind of here for this one. I was like, I think we listened and we may have taken some classes because this is not a bad promo from you, sir, when you were firing at Anthony Bowens. So I was just like, the girls are fighting.
Yeah, typically I don't like anybody yelling at Bowens, but Hook actually made a point here because what are we doing if we're still doing the old shtick? You know, like it makes no sense. It doesn't fit the ops. So like, stop doing it. You know, find something else.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'm here for this development between,
Hmm.
these two, with Bowens being the new hothead recruit in the ops, and Hook is like, you need to play it cool, bro. Otherwise, it's gonna end badly for everyone. Like, calm down. So
Yes,
I was like,
exactly.
okay.
That's what I meant.
I was like, okay, now we have a direction. Now you have me interested, Tony. Let's follow it up. That's all I need. All right, let's keep going though, because Athena is in action. It is a squash match essentially. She continues to beat up her opponent afterwards, Maya World for the save, and then Athena beats up Maya afterwards too. So it adds that extra dimension going into their semifinal match coming up probably either this week or next week. It's got to be soon because, yeah, Forbidden Door is almost here. Actually, it would have to be next week because we're entering Forbidden Door territory.
Yeah,
So
this one seemed. This one was fun. It was essentially a mauling. Uh, but it was nice to see Tiana James, the person that she mauled. She's an up and comer. She's a greater pro wrestler, but she does a lot in the Northeast. She's really really good. She's really really good. I thought it was a
Yes.
little bit nonsensical because I was like, "What are we doing here? Like, you don't think we know Athena? Like, if uh, Athena in action for to get you hyped for the match with Maya World." It's like, what? Yeah, that would have been fine without all this. But you know what? I'm not going to complain about another women's match.
I agree with you. And it does set up the intensity that I'm hoping to see from Maya and Athena in their semifinal match coming up soon. So good stuff. Good stuff all around.
Hmm.
Ricochet and Takeshita are about to have a match, and I was just like, yes, please. I was like, listen, that triple threat that they were involved in with Osprey at Wrestle Dream for the international title was fantastic. One on one between these two, I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah, especially with a babyface Takeshita against this heel Ricochet, and
It's like,
then
yeah.
probably the conglomeration getting thrown around by GOA. Sign me up, you know.
I was just like, yes, please, here for it. Let's go. 100% yes. uh,
Man,
they didn't say this was for number one contendership, but for in my eyes, this match it felt like a number one contendership match because good golly, Miss Molly, like holy Toledo, man, we were fighting like
oh,
there were championships on the line.
well, it might not be on the graphic, but it was said over commentary that
Okay, that's
this
what
was
I figured.
for the number
I
one.
was just yeah, but so essentially a number one contendership match: Bucks versus the Dogs. My goodness,
Whew.
Bucks and Dogs. Dang.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane. Like it was everything you wanted from a Young Bucks Dogs match, and what a bunch of weirdos the Dogs are, you know. And I'm glad to see that they're doing something with the Dogs. Um, I really like the shithead heels that they are going up against Cope and Cage. I don't think they're gonna win the belt, but they're at least building somebody new to be the first challenger, and that's not usually something we get. So I'm not gonna complain about that.
No. And again, I'm very interested because Juice is still mad. And so Bang Bang Gang still got some beef with the Dogs. So I was like, unless it results in a Jay White return, like, we're good. I'm okay. Like, we can put them on pause. But I was just like, if we're going to continue to have the Bang Bang Gang and the Dogs cross each other, right now in AEW, I'm like, it better result in a Jay White return. Like, that is the only thing I will be okay with. If not, we can keep them apart for now.
Yeah, definitely.
But the Dogs win, so we are going to be getting Cage and Cope versus the Dogs at some point. Here for it. Can't wait. Tekla, the diva you are. I was just like, yo, nobody talks to Tony Schiavone like that. But also, I love that you talk to Tony Schiavone like that because spicy Tony Schiavone is fun.
Mm.
I was just like, yes. So Tekla basically says that Stardom ain't squat. You know, she got fired from there and she has become the champion here in AEW and she challenges anybody from Stardom to come and challenge her and she'll even put the title on the line and even more so Tekla said that she would pay for a front row seat for President Taro so he can sit there and watch her Tekla destroy the challenger from Stardom. And so I'm like, I wonder who this challenger is going to be. And then literally like a minute later into the show, we get this graphic and I lost my absolutely mother tucking mind. Like, ah! Oh my gosh, Starlight
Yeah, this
Kid.
was.
Yes, yes, ma'ams.
I was gonna say was that this is another one that I texted you, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't." Oh, Starlight Kid. Yes, we finally got it. We finally got Starlight Kid on a Forbidden Door.
I'm just like, thank goodness. And what I loved is that Stardom and AEW were smart because they picked someone that these two actually have Stardom history together. They have a rivalry in Stardom when Tekla was there. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, this actually makes sense. And then we got the pre-tape too of like what Starlight Kid can do. But this also made me go, take even more of my money.
Mm.
Man,
Yeah.
Forbidden Door is like one of my favorite wrestling side quests of the year.
Yes. Same.
Oh man. So this match, Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny, Osprey and Swerve, the cage match. I was like, and that's just 4 matches. We're gonna find out what our women's finals gonna look like, which is probably gonna be Mercedes and Athena, which I'm still here for. And then who else? What else we're gonna get on the show too? Like, because Tony Khan be like, all right, we probably gonna have 8, 9 matches, and we'll throw like 18 on the 0 hour. So thank you. I'm looking forward to this match. Let's keep going though, because another great survival of the fittest qualifying match, Julia Hart versus Persephone. Persephone finally got revenge against Julia for causing damage to her eye. Shout out to Persephone for selling that and doing the makeup for this whole entire time too. Like, it's been a continued through line in AEW and CMLL that she be showing up with the eye makeup, which is great stuff and commitment. And she literally slapped mist out of Julia's mouth. And I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah, that was a great spot where you could see that Julia was like setting up for it. Good evening, sir. Um,
Nick, welcome, sir.
and there was one point where like Persephone had done like an exploder suplex with a bridge, and I was like, I thought it was a Northern Lights at first, right? And then like I watched it back, and I was like, that was an exploder with a bridge. That doesn't even make sense. Like, yeah, but I love it.
Persephone has become such a big powerhouse type of wrestler in down in Arena Mexico, and she will knock your lights out, and that is exactly what essentially she did here. But I was like, that finishing maneuver that she puts on Julia, I'm like, oh my back.
Yeah. What was it like the sit out Razor's Edge thing? Like,
Yeah, essentially, it looks like she goes from a razor's edge into like some sort of sit down power bomb, essentially, too. I'm like, oh, that looks vicious.
yeah, that looks so cool.
And with that, Persephone wins, and she will be joining Hikaru Shida in the survival of the fittest match. So, yeah, already I'm digging it. And we still got 4 more qualifying matches. Of course, we had some other girls who made their intentions known, like Harley and Chris and Mina. Aminata's running around too. So I'm just like, oh, this is about to be on and popping. So this is gonna be some good stuff for sure. But alas, Benny, ha, Speedball just can't
Tears.
catch a break, man. Tears, but also their chemistry is fantastic. But I kind of figured
Yeah.
it would be since they were tag team champs and on the indies together. But ooh, this match was good. I was like, yes.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised that Jake Doyle picked up the win here. Like, which I guess like he does need it. in the momentum going
Mhm.
forward. You know,
Mhm.
because like Speedy's sort of like a plucky baby face, so like he doesn't really need to win every time. It doesn't really always win work in his favor.
I'm telling you, man, the Don Callis family keep making enemies, and it's gonna come crashing down on all of them in some capacity. Like I'm looking forward to it. Like you got
Mm.
Conglomeration and Takeshita already beefing with them. Speedball and Darby are beefing with them. Andrade is probably going to be beefing with them at some point too. So the Don Callis family keep making enemies, and so it's all going to come crashing down. And they're also going to implode on themselves too, because Fletcher and Okada is going to explode when we reach that breaking point in the near future. Like
Oh yeah.
I was just like, listen, selfishness and greed is the downfall of society in general. And in stories that we hear about these great civilizations that meet their demise because people got too greedy, and like Icarus, they flew too close to the sun. But yeah, this
Present
match
day.
ruled X100. Yeah, this match ruled. Jake Doyle with a little bit of assistance from Kevin Knight, which is going to be interesting moving forward. But Speedball will bounce back, literally. He is, like you said, he is the plucky baby face, and he will be okay. And so I'm interested to see what's next for Speedball and moving forward into the summer season. So this is gonna be fun. Uh
Oh man.
this was my match of the week. Like,
Easily.
oh my goodness, like this had everything. This had crazy spots, it had good wrestling, it had comedy. Like, and this is how you put over, even in a loss. This is a new faction, new group of characters that are going to be on AEW television moving forward, especially if nobody watched them on ROH. But like, this Cincinnati street fight was everything. I loved it. Like, let's just talk about some of my favorite moments, right? So of course you had Claudio and Trish Adora fighting each other, which I was like, Trish is just chopping at Claudio's chest, and that chest was red by the end of this because of her chops, which is great. Then some other fun moments is like the swing in which Marina Shafir is like, "No, Claudio, don't be a gentleman, swing her right now." And so watching Trish get swung was fun. I laughed so hard when when STP were playing up to the camera when we came back from commercial break. And then I think it was Carly Bravo got caught up by Claudio and put through the table, and the rest of them just slowly turn a la like Looney Tunes as they're like, oh, we should probably get back to the match. Like, and Marina Shafir, you sicko, because they throw her bare feet into the glass and then she just continues to stomp on it and dig that glass into her feet like she is bleeding. And I'm just like, you are a sick freak. And I understand now why Roddy loves and married you. I was like, you a sicko. You could take some pain, girl. This match was everything. This was my favorite match of this whole entire week of AEW summer blockbuster television.
Yeah. He said that, not me. um it's funny. I'm just joking around. Uh there was one time where like Lee and um Mox were fighting on the outside, and I saw a video on Threads earlier where like somebody was like, Mox, there's kids over there, and Mox Mox says, you gotta grow up sometime. He's just beating the hell out of
Lee Moriarty.
Lee Moriarty.
Mox's sense of humor is something I really enjoy because it's like so unexpected and it just comes out like super like serious and dry, but he is so funny.
Yeah, he's super quick as well. So like, he's got a really quick wit, you know. And uh it was like what like Mox and Lee were like fighting like pretty much the entire time during this one. Like he was really taking a shining to Lee Moriarty in this one. Like I remember at one point, like he just like sabooed a chair into Lee's face, and like You know how SCP often says, "Run or hide." SCP's outside. This time it was literal because they met him during the entrance.
It's crazy that they decorated the outside of the venue with the Death Rider lights and everything too. I was just like, dang, Tony, like we go all out. We really do use the entirety of the space that we're in, which I love.
Yeah, use the space. Why not, right?
Yeah, but literally, STP was really waiting outside. I also have to say, I really love the STP. Like they went with war paint, which was really cool to watch. Like they went war paint with this one, and I'm just like, Cincinnati, y'all got a treat with Dynamite and Collision, the double taping for Summer Blockbuster. Like, dang.
It makes sense. Like it checks out for their characters, or at least the people that they are. You know, like Carly Bravo, Sean Dean, and Trish Adora are all combat veterans. So pretty cool.
So it's insane. Oh, this gonna be interesting. Sorry, I was pulling it up because I was going to do a thing for coming up next for AEW. They just announced that Takeshita is going to be defending the international championship against Lee Johnson at Global Wars Cincinnati. So I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
And they announced tonight on the YouTube channel that it's going to be Athena versus Shuri for the ROH Women's World Title.
That match gonna eat. We're also getting that triple threat with AR Fox, Leo Rush, and Action Andretti for the ROH TV title. And they also just announced that at Global Wars, we are also going to see LFI defend the ROH Tag Team Championships against Los Villanos. So this is from their match from CMLL this past week, which is going to be fun. But then also there's an 8-man tag scheduled, which is going to be RPG Vice and Lethal Twist. So this is Blake Christian and Jay Lethal, and they this team is insane, and I am here for this. They are taking on the Outrunners, CMLL's Mystico, and Speedball Bailey. I was just like, this team is insane. And I am so excited because guess what? Monday, we're going to be covering Global Wars. I'm excited. I was just like, oh. And then who else? This is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun show for sure. Cannot wait to talk about it. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our AEW show. Next week is technically the go home show because then we will also be making predictions for Forbidden Door. So we're going to find out what other matches get made this week. And knowing Tony Khan, will probably, once I put the final graphics up on the day of Forbidden Door, we're going to get like 18 more matches. But I'm it's going to be insane. But yeah, so tune in next week. We are going to be covering these. We're going to be covering this week's Dynamite and Collision. And then we'll also be making predictions for Forbidden Door. So that's going to be fun for sure. But yeah, we still got the rest of the week to go. Tomorrow evening, double feature NXT and CMLL. And then we wrap things up on Friday with our TNA post show. So that's going to be fun. But Benny and I are going to get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning in. From all of us at BC Wrestle Pod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll see you tomorrow. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.